Hi everybody, Kirk here, and I'm happy to see you're back in my studio. I sure am happy to be here because I'm going to be doing something that I've had a lot of inquiries about. People have asked me many times in my comments on my YouTube channel, what colors are you using for your skin tones, to do your skin tones? So basically a lot of it depends on the color of the skin of the individual. You got people that are kind of pasty white looking and then it gets real dark. People from African descent. I found an example of a beach model, and what I did is I just captured her lower body, and I'm going to go ahead and paint this, and I'm figuring this to be somewhere in the mid-range. So my base color is going to be a burnt sienna. And so with the burnt sienna, that'll be my base color. And I will mix in whites. I will mix in, for the darker tones, mixing in, instead of just a darker shade of brown, and you'll find out if you use too much of one color, it starts to look a little amateurish. I mix a little Prussian blue, which is a dark blue, in with the burnt sienna. And it grays everything down and darkens it up, so it has a very natural look to it. You'll see when I'm done. But probably up in here, I'll mix in the Prussian blue and darken it up a tad. And then for the highlights, I'll maybe even drop in a little bit of Indian red to orange it up a little bit. But burnt sienna is going to be a really good neutral value for these particular pair of pretty legs. But I'm just going to show you how I go through it, and you'll be able to watch what I'm doing. But I'm going to go all the way from the darkest tones to the really lightest tones, like you can see on top of her calf muscle or on top of her thigh muscle. But even as, if you'll notice, even as the dark tones, the shadowed side, starts to turn around the corner here, it's picking up some light from the background. So it's not just dark on one side, light on another. A lot of people they make that mistake of thinking that if you're light on one side, you got to be completely dark on the other, and it's not really true. The light's coming from, say, this direction, but you're still going to have, as the roundness of the thigh goes around the horn, it's going to pick up some light from the background since it's light outside. Could be a reflection off the sand, could be off the water. But and even in the front where the thigh is the lightest, you can see a little touch of where it starts to darken up a little bit as it crowns around. So the brightest point is going to be just up inside the thigh here, and the darkest point is going to be on the back side of the round. So you'll see as I go through, it's kind of hard to explain, but what you want to do is you want to have a nice broad value scale, starting with your base color. So you want to go all the way to your extreme lights and all the way to your darks. And this is a really good example of that. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get going, and I'll just demonstrate how I do that. Alrighty? Thanks for tuning in. This is the finished product. This is the finished product, and you can see the colors I've used here. I've made a little swatch to show you what I've used. Here's burnt sienna. Here is Indian red. We got Naples yellow, titanium white. We've got raw sienna and Prussian blue. And once again, the Prussian blue is what I'm using to darken up these different examples, and it just has a very natural look to it. But I'm pretty happy with how it came out. Just to show you folks how I do the skin color, I tried to put in some sort of a background just so that it offsets what you see there. But as you can see, it's dark on the shadows, but you start to get a backlit color on the back side. So once again, thanks for tuning in, and thank you for subscribing. And we'll be moving on to another video. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.